Welcome back, Sticks and Hacks, to the back nine of the round at Bandon Dunes. The sun is going down quickly, and we have to race to get all 18 in. The good news for you is the views on the coast at sunset are unbelievable, so strap in. You're going to want to see the signature 16th in one of the coolest experiences I've had on a golf course. If you missed the front nine, make sure to go back and watch to catch up on how we got here. We start this video on the 10th hole, a short par 4 with a stiff wind out of the right. Very generous fairway, just gotta miss the bunkers.
Line.
The ideal line is down the right-hand side over the rightmost bunker, and that's exactly where Trey hits it. After a disappointing start to the round with doubles on both par 3s, I was able to birdie the 9th to enter the back nine at 3 over par. Let's see if we can score a little better on the way home. And that was well struck, right down the center, just short of the bunker. Carlos is next, and he smokes it.
It just registered it.
It did, yeah. Definitely slow on that one.
Okay, whatever you want to take out of that, go ahead. Anything you want.
TK giving me a hard time and begging me to lighten his bag, but since he already took out all the tees, there's not much left to remove. It's a bit of an inside joke. When we started with TK, he thought my bag was too heavy and tried to take stuff out of it, but there wasn't anything to take out but a bag of tees. The sun's peeking through the clouds and smiling down on us as we get the back nine underway, and Miller crushes it. So after a 280-yard drive according to Par Golf, I've got just a wedge in my hand from about 60 yards, just trying to punch one through the wind to get a birdie putt. You can really hear the wind whipping, and it forces me to back off the ball, regroup. I don't go through my full pre-shot routine though, and hit just a mediocre wedge that comes up short and right.
Go!
That technically misses the green even, leaving me this 63-foot putt from the apron for birdie after being in position A off the tee. Tough to get the speed right, and I'll have a little work left for par.
Not bad at all, though. Just all the break was.
Putt for par for Trey just goes by. Gimme bogey putt, so he'll pick that one up.
Yeah, I like it just off the edge, down the face. That's 80%.
Miller has these greens figured out. Let's see if he can make another one. And he does.
Alright.
Which leaves my 4-footer to clean up a par. And I make another one. My putting inside 6 feet has been solid despite the bumpy greens, but typically I make my fair share in the 7 to 20 foot range, and that just isn't happening today. Patience, can't force them in. The 11th hole is a medium length par 4 that is playing particularly long today because it's straight into the teeth of the wind and slightly uphill. Another generous fairway, but with bunkers scattered throughout, you gotta be careful to avoid them. Miller sprays it a little to the right, but that's safely in the fairway. Next up is Trey. He's taking a more direct approach. He'll be in the rough, but the rough is cut lower than normal and isn't awful.
Y'all bouncing it.
Carlos favors the right-hand side and puts it in good position.
Back here.
Thanks.
Last, I come up to the 11th hole at 3 over par, looking to get something going. I'm lined up just right of the fairway bunkers we saw, but that is pulled and will also find the rough on the more direct line of the pin. That drive only went 227 yards according to Par Golf,
130?
which tells you how stiff the wind is. My lie is okay, but the rough is a little bit patchy and can be hard to read what the ball's gonna do. Aiming a little bit right of the pin, and that's a decent result. It will leave another long putt, but I should be used to those by now.
Nothing to do that I can't make.
Yeah, early push off your feet. Once you're on, it's going to work that way. And just think of the holes here. You know, this last 6 feet is well speedy.
Miller's lagging it up into the wind. That's well done. I've got another really long putt for birdie from 62 feet. I'm really hitting pretty good approach shots, but with the size and undulation of the greens paired with the wind, I haven't been able to get much close. That comes out a little hot, and again, I have work to do for par. This time from outside my comfort zone.
Wind's gonna grab it at the end and push it back. I like it on this side overall. This is so tough. Nothing's that fast. Okay, do it. Do it. Ah.
Carlos with a great lag.
I'll take $5. 5 foot.
You can hear my buddies placing bets on the putt. I pretend not to hear them. I want this putt. Alright, 8 feet for par. And that just gets pulled off by the aeration holes. It's a good stroke, but that's a bogey. And I'm 4 over. The 12th hole is a par 3 back towards the ocean. Gorgeous hole. Sun's going down, but it's snuck behind the clouds for now. And Trey's aiming right at it.
Oh, what a shot. Good shot.
Hey, can you go mark that?
Woo!
Can you go mark that?
That was close. Put some paint on it.
Comes up just a little short. Right at it.
That was awesome.
Next up is Miller. It's hard to follow that one. But he hits a great one over there to the left-hand side.
All right, you're not in it.
Carlos taking dead aim.
I think I'm making a difference.
Blocks it a little to the right, but with the wind out of the right,
You
it's
gotta
working
be
its
there.
way back.
You gotta block that. You gotta think that's cheering. That's a cheer. You got. I know you got.
Tight, Val.
That shouldn't even bother you. Oh, you know, I could probably fight like you're over the ball. You would.
So it's a little downhill, the wind is helping, 151 yards. I've got just a 9-iron in hand and taking dead aim as well. You can hear the ocean hitting the cliffs. It's always fun when it gets real quiet with the ball in the air. But downwind, that ball rolls well past the hole after scaring it. We're still just a bunch of tourists. Sun's going down and lots of pretty shots on the coast. Trey now with a good look at birdie, not much in it. Be a good one to make to get off the slide. But it's just an easy par as another one slides by for him. So now I have one of my better looks at birdie from just 18 feet. I could also use a birdie after the 3-putt bogey on the last. TK tells me it's pretty flat, though it feels downhill. And I never had a chance. My speed has not been good on this golf course. And I'm just glad they conceded the par, because that wasn't good either.
I wouldn't give it away. You died it.
Carlos with a look for par.
Baby step.
It just misses. And Miller as well. We could not figure out the greens on this course. The whole group struggled. Trust me, it gets better on Pacific Dunes. If you've been watching my videos, then by now you probably know that I use the Par Golf app to track my golf on the golf course. But what you probably don't know is not only am I an avid user, but I'm also the developer of the app. With automatic swing detection, it integrates seamlessly with my on-course routine. Runs in the background to where I don't even know that it's there. With a quick glance, I can get a yardage from my watch or my phone. I can get caddy adjusted distances for elevation and for wind, or exact distances to that pesky bunker. The app is best when paired with an Apple Watch, but will also work with just your phone, either in your pocket or in your golf bag. The best part is the easy to digest analytics that become available after your round that will help you focus your practice and improve faster. I'm playing the best golf of my life while practicing less with a par golf handicap to prove it. Download it today on the Apple App Store. And now, back to your regularly scheduled content.
Trey, that fairway looks about 200 yards wide.
Yes. Need 205. Said to Trey.
The 13th hole is a shorter par 5 and is playing downwind. Good opportunity here with a wide fairway. The drive dispersion arcs from par golf show that the fairway is over 100 yards wide. And Trey hits one of his best of the day.
So pretty in the clouds.
Oh, so pretty. Driver.
Miller is next,
Boom.
and he pipes one.
That guy. I don't know. All day.
It's starting to cool down. The hoodie is back on. The hand warmer is
No time
out.
for nitpicking, no.
Still sitting at 4 over par.
Airborne's good with me now.
It's a little windy, but I just haven't been able to score. That drive is well hit. A good 311 yards out there, according to Par Golf. Carlos is next.
Good ball there.
And we all do a pretty good job of taking advantage of the downwind hole. Trey now trying to hit the green in 2.
He's just deep below the green part.
Wrong Christmas tree.
He's all right though. He's just below the green, just a little chip up. 7, 8, 180 back to the flag.
So after a good drive, TK and I talking over what club to hit. With so much downwind, it's hard to judge just how hot this will be.
Either a baby 7 or a real hard 8.
So we went with the hard 8. That was well struck and on the right line. But what TK failed to mention is that there's a pretty severe false front on this green. That ball landed up on the green, but then rolled back a good 40 yards off the front, leaving me a short chip up the big hill. From here you can see the severity of that false front, and now what should have been an easy birdie is going to require some work and a good chip. And that's up there. We'll have a look.
Thank you.
Go in.
Let's see, nobody's made one, so let's make one.
Trey with a good look at birdie after facing a similar chip to myself up the hill. I'm paying close attention to his putting stroke. And he pulls another one. Just looks to me to be a little quick. Not quite letting the putter get back far enough. Face is closed and the putt starts left. That's an easy par.
Bounced on you, Carlos, right off the putter.
Carlos's birdie look bounces offline. I've got 10 feet for birdie, one of my better looks of the day, a chance to get one back. And it just dies off.
Putts, man. You're killing us.
We're all getting a little frustrated with the greens. And honestly, they aren't that bumpy from aeration, they're just slow and hard to read this time of year. Headed to the 14th hole. The sun's really starting to get low. The group in front of us is bogged down and we're going to be racing daylight the rest of the way in. Bandon is great in that the tee times are fairly spaced out, and for the most part, we felt like the only ones on the course. But late in the day, when it's time to go fast, that's when we notice the others. The 14th hole is a really short par 4, but with the wind quartering into us, it's just not reachable. Just cut the dog leg a bit and make it as short as you can,
Let's give it short.
and that'll be just a wedge in for Trey.
Yeah. Great ball.
This does not look good.
Miller hits it down the middle, but doesn't love it.
I think I got it.
Hey, that's a twist face, though.
Uh-huh.
Carlos with a good one. I'm still sitting at +4. It's been a tough day for scoring despite pretty good ball striking. Other than the par 3s, I really haven't missed many greens. It's just a 3-wood for me.
Good ball.
The exterior start to lake off.
Oh, yeah.
And that's right in the middle of all the bunkers. It leaves just 107 yards into this short hole, but staring into a stiff breeze, I have a 48-degree gap wedge to try to flight it up there. Left it out to the right and the wind just won't let it back in. Again I hit a green, and again it's not close. Trey with another look at birdie, and even though he isn't making the short ones, he's lagging fairly well.
Very nice. Good putt. Good.
And scoring pretty well in this back nine. Alright, I've got 42 feet for birdie from the edge of the green. A little downhiller that should move slightly right to left. And again, I'm not good with the speed. I raced that one well past for another tester. I'm getting frustrated with the putter and trying to force it at this point. Patience. Carlos gets one on a similar line, and his immediately jumps out to the right, but with better pace, he's got just a tap in. So another 5 to 6 foot tester, and I make another one for par. The 15th hole is another gorgeous par 3 playing back towards the ocean, but with the wind straight into us, this one is playing long. Trey's got some kind of hybrid trying to get it back there.
Make him say.
Good luck.
TK and Trey finally got a club right. So it's only around 160 yards to the hole, but the par golf caddy says it's playing closer to 180. I've got a 4-iron I'm trying to punch up there, taking dead aim.
Easy.
And I was loving it until I hear the caddy groans.
Go ahead.
It's been nice to know 30 seconds ago.
It's only the largest lake on the planet to our lab.
So I'm over the green. This is a more comfortable win for Miller's shot shape, and he hits a good one. So here I am over the green, just inside the hazard line in a collection area. I don't have a ton of green to work with, and the flag's on the left-hand side, so I'm opening the face a bit, trying to use the wind to help stop it, but I decelerate all the way and stub it just about 10 yards in front of me. My woes on the par 3s continue. I'm rewarded with essentially the same shot, just from closer, and I do a good job of getting it up, but with the wind it does stop very quickly. And now I realize I should have just hit a different shot. I didn't have to go the high route. That's a shot I'm not good at anyway. Trey with a look for birdie after a good tee shot, and that's a decent lag.
Right edge. Right through here.
Okay.
Do it. Yes.
Oh, no! Yeah!
We just can't buy a putt. What a stroke from Carlos.
Okay. Good, Trey.
So after 2 really poor chips, I now have 12 feet for bogey to avoid 3 doubles on the par 3s. And I can't do it. I've played the par 3s at 6 over par in a round where I'm 6 over par. Ugh. The 16th hole is the signature hole at Bandon Dunes and is a short par 4 all along the 100-foot cliffs of the coast. It has a little sliver of junk that cuts into the fairway that you have to cover at about 200 yards. Otherwise, playing downwind, you don't need driver to get there.
It's all balance.
TK's got that.
Oh, yeah. I'll work my way down.
We all thought they were joking, but TK finds that ball and Trey can play it. Alright, now that we got the overlay out of the way, you can see the beautiful sunset as the orange light splashes the hole. We had to wait a while on the group in front of us, and we soaked up every bit of this golf hole.
Oh,
So,
Gary.
oh, it bounced up on top. We're fine. Yeah, maybe we're up on top.
the good miss.
Get left. I think you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Chipping some putt.
I didn't quite get all of Miller in this shot, but he rips a good one up there.
It's in the hole.
Oh, wow.
Got a chance, bro.
Wow. That was sick.
Alright, so after getting a little lucky with that tee shot working through the junk, I've got just a short chip from 71 yards with a 56 degree. This is where a rangefinder is a bit of a crutch for me. I can see in the Par Golf app that it's playing a little over 70 yards to this flag, but I usually also shoot it with a laser to give that extra confidence. Since we did caddies, I don't have a laser. And TK's down on the coast looking for Trey's ball, so I was guessing at the yardage, and with the abbreviated follow through, I was not committed. I chunked it. Disappointing, so now I have a similar shot from half as far. Looking at the green, you can see why it's intimidating even with the wedge. The pin is tucked back left with an infinity green look, long looks dead. So again, I take the safe route, play it well out to the right. Work to do. Trey to tap in for bogey. And it's hanging on the lip. Wind is whipping. And there it is. Easy bogey. 18 feet for par. At this point, we're just in a hurry to finish.
We are running out of daylight in a hurry. Behind me. This golf course is gorgeous. What a beautiful day we've had. Holy cow. Got 2 holes to finish and maybe 25, 30 minutes max of light. Let's go, let's
Maybe
go.
cliche to say, but the camera really does make it look lighter than it is. It's getting dark and we can no longer see the ball well off the club face. It's hit and hope, which Carlos executes perfectly. Trey with a good one.
What's the line? That bunker in the middle?
With the hole narrowing up towards the green, TK has me hit just a 4-iron off the tee. That'll leave a longer second, but takes the trouble out of play. And that was just mediocre. A little left of where I wanted it to be. We're starting to walk faster, but we've been waiting on the group in front of us for each of the last handful of holes. We will be finishing in the dark, which is alright as we got to see the 16th in the coolest of lights. But this 17th is an awesome hole that doesn't get its due in the dark. This is the great part of Bandon. Just walking with your buddies, enjoying the company, making jokes. Doesn't get any better. Trey with the mid-iron in has to hit it over that cut of gorse to a tight pin. And he walks after it because he knows it's good.
Ooh.
Attaboy.
Well done.
TK really wants me to hit a 9-iron, but my hands are getting cold and this shot seems to be begging for a fade. I've elected to hit a punch cut 8-iron against TK's advice. Aiming to the left of the flag, hoping to push it over there. And that shot tracer was lackluster, but I pulled off the shot beautifully and it rolled right by the
A
hole.
little bit. Know how much you took off.
I know.
The light has changed colors. If it weren't for the clouds reflecting some back, we would be in the dark. At this point, pre-shot routines are out the window. Reading the green is accelerated and the main concern is finishing, not scoring. Nonetheless, 29 feet for birdie on a tough hole. And I'll take the par and move on.
Harder.
how you know. You see how I passed that ball? That's how you know I truly play soccer. You see that?
Trey with the putt for birdie after that awesome approach. And it's one of those days you just need to forget and move on.
Dude.
These holes must have been smaller than normal. Finally, the 18th in the dark, a medium length par 5 with wind hurting off the left. You can't see the ball for very long, so try to hit it straight and in the fairway. Carlos pops it up a bit, but we'll find it. Miller sets up for a big cut.
That's not good.
And though he doesn't love it, it's good.
I can't see that far left.
I got you. I got you. You're live.
Trey with the solid one.
Sounded good.
7 over going into the last. I feel like the putter has let me down. Ball striking's been decent, but I've been undone by 3 double bogeys on par 3s. That's tough. Into the wind and in a hurry. I didn't hit that one great, but got it in the fairway where I can find it. And that leaves a really long way in, 299 yards and straight into the wind. In the distance, you can see the row of lights. That's the restaurant and the bar of the clubhouse. I'm aiming at the fire pits. But off that slight downhill lie, I hit it low and hard. We think it went left a bit, but nobody could see it. It's just too dark at this point. We searched for this ball for a few minutes, but it was a lost cause after missing the fairway. I made a best guess as to where it should have been, which in retrospect was generous, and gave myself a free drop. I'm confident if we hadn't spent so much time waiting on the group in front of us, I would have found the ball. The rough was not that long, we just didn't get a good beat on it, off the strike in the dark. 70 yards left from above the hole, just trying to finish the round the best we can, and that'll be putting.
Hit her up there.
We are now in the dark. The only reason we can see these putts is the slight glow coming off the restaurant and clubhouse. We're gonna finish, but not without that lost ball. It's a good par from Miller. Trey with the putt for par. Still can't quite figure the greens out. I'll say this 12-footer is for an asterisk birdie with the lost ball in the dark. Not ideal, but I also didn't deserve to lose a ball in a casual round on this buddy's trip. There's no skin on this round. Still can't make it either, so it's a par to finish at 79. Not my best scoring round, but an awesome day at Bandon. You've got to make this trip if you love golf. More is coming. Subscribe and like to make sure you don't miss Pacific Dunes, which was my favorite course at the resort.